foot. And he's up there where there are only a few Jews to preach to and to heal. And yet he feels like he needs to go up there and do some ministry. We don't know why. It's a bit of a strange thing. But he does. Enthusiasm. I love it. So he goes up there and he's doing ministry. And guess what happens? You'll never believe what happens. He's in an area where there aren't any Jews. So a Syrophoenician woman, a foreigner, right, because he's in somebody else's country, a foreigner comes up to him and says, "Heal my daughter. I need your help." This would be like us going to the Dalai Lama and saying, "Oh, your reverence, I need your help. I need your healing." He doesn't belong to her. She doesn't belong to him. And, the lines are much more rigid in these days. Jesus is only supposed to be doing ministry for the people of Israel, the Jews. And he tells her that, right? They're going to send her away. She's bothering us. Get rid of her. And he explains to her, well, these are the rules. Now, we can't tell kind of the emotional content behind that. We don't know exactly if he's testing her or if he's indulging in a little bit of bias here, bigotry, saying, get out of here. Or if he's just sort of saying apologetically, I can't do anything for you. But he says, it's not fair to feed the children's food to the dogs. An insulting term. Right? And she says, yes, but even the puppies, even the little dogs, can eat the food that falls from the table. You have enough power left over to heal my daughter. I know you do. He says, yeah, you're right. Your daughter's healed. Go. And look at that. She is. Now, we hear that as a story of Jesus' tremendous power. And it is. It is. His power to heal and his compassion even for people that he shouldn't have compassion for. But there is more to it than this. Remember, in the Gospels, in Matthew's time, the Christian community has expanded outside the boundaries of the Jews. They have started to convert pagans to Christianity, people like the Syrophoenician woman, and they're trying to justify this. And so they're saying, we remember that one time that Jesus healed this woman, and there's an example of people outside the faith having more faith in our prophet and leader than people just like us did. It's as if we started to reach out to people who had no faith or who had a different faith. And all of a sudden they came flooding into our church. And they had more faith than the people sitting here in the pews. Well, what do you make of that? So they try to wrap their heads around it, and this is the story that they come up with. But remember, we're not just that those disciples. We are also that Syrophoenician woman. Do you know that the Christianization of Europe wasn't completed until after 1000 AD? So people like you and me, our ancestors have been Christians for far less time than people in the Middle East and around the Mediterranean basin. Like about 500, 600, 1,000 years less. We're the outsiders. We are the newcomers to this faith, if you think about it. Or as I like to think about this. We are all beggars for the grace of God. We all have to come like that Syrophoenician woman on our knees and say to God, have mercy on me, Son of David. Take pity on me. Heal me, please. I don't deserve it. I'm not part of your original crew. But here I am, and I need you. And I know that you can help me if you want. And what does Jesus say? Yes. We beg Jesus for his grace, and he always says yes. And the way that we know that, the way that we know that we have access to Jesus' grace and mercy is through the baptismal font. The waters of baptism are the seal of the promise of God that we are now and always beloved children of God. And it doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter that whether we belong to this church or this religion or wherever. What matters is the grace of God. It doesn't matter if we are black, if we are white, if we are gay, if we are straight, if we are Hispanic or Puerto Rican or Asian or anything like that. What matters is that the grace of God reaches out into the world to claim us as beloved children of God. And in that way, the grace of God expressed in baptism strikes down all division, all biases, all bigotry, all hate, all isms, and just sets them right aside. It says, I am your God, I am here for you. Even if you are just a little puppy dog collecting the crumbs that fall from the table, I am here. And I will care for you and protect you and heal you. Feel that grace today. And go forth into the world knowing that you have been that beggar. You have received God's grace and God's mercy. And now it is up to you to extend the circle, to widen that circle of God's love, and to invite the Syrophoenicians, the people who are different, those people that you would call dogs, right into the heart of God's love. Amen.